Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Kính bạch Thượng tọa Nhận Tâm. Kính thưa toàn thể quý anh chị em, toàn thể các bạn, hôm nay đến học tại chùa. Thầy thì có biết là cái cơ sở của cái chùa Lá này lâu lắm rồi qua cái truyền thông, và cũng có biết đến các bạn trẻ đến đây rất là đông, và ở đây lại dạy về ngoại ngữ, sau này thì phát triển đến tới là 6 ngoại ngữ. Thì từ cái chùa Lá nó không có cái gì về giá trị cao hết, nhưng mà sau thời gian kiên trì và định hướng cái lý tưởng phụng sự của Thượng đoàn Nhận Tâm này, và dần dần trở thành cái nơi mặc dù nhìn vào thì nó vẫn chưa có gì đáng kể so với các cái trung tâm lớn hiện nay, nhưng mà ở đây có những cái giá trị rất là lớn. Đó là giá trị trước hết tấm lòng, là vì thế hệ tương lai, vì cái sự phát triển, vì cái an vui hạnh phúc cho tuổi trẻ, mà tuổi trẻ đó không có cái điều kiện như những cái tuổi trẻ mà gọi là sung túc ở ngoài xã hội. Tất cả các bạn trở về đây có sự nối kết về cái tình thân, nối kết về cái giá trị gọi là văn hóa. Các bạn phải có một cái phẩm chất như thế nào đấy để gắn kết được với cái thầy Nhận Tâm và cái ngôi chùa Lá này. Và đó cũng là nhân duyên mà thầy đến đây để gặp gỡ thăm viếng, bởi vì thầy cũng là người yêu chuộng cái tuổi trẻ, muốn đem cái sức của mình trong cái giới hạn thôi, nhưng mà làm thế nào để tuổi trẻ có được những giá trị sống tốt. Bởi vì tuổi trẻ có những giá trị sống tốt thì cái xã hội mới tốt, và cái tương lai của đất nước ta, rồi của loài người nói chung nó mới tốt được. Con người nếu không có được cái giáo dục, cái học hành, không có được cái văn hóa tốt lành thì nó sẽ khó để thoát khỏi những chi phối của bản năng. Con người là một loài động vật, nó có hai phần, là phần con và phần người. Phần con tức là cái phần thuộc về động vật, chúng ta cùng ăn, cùng ngủ, cùng chơi, không khác gì các loài động vật khác. Nhưng mà trong cái ăn, cái ngủ, cái chơi, chúng ta có học hành, chúng ta có phát triển về tư duy, sáng tạo, có trí tuệ và ứng xử, có cái văn hóa, có đạo đức. Và cái đó nó làm cho con người mình dần dần thoát ra khỏi cái sự chi phối của cái bản năng dục vọng, cái thú tính ở trong một con người. Và các con cũng biết là trong hiện nay qua các cái truyền thông tin đại chúng thì chúng ta cũng thấy là con người xã hội hiện đại, mặc dầu nó không phải là đa số, nhưng mà cái bộ phận không nhỏ là bị tha hóa, bị sa đà vào những cái gọi là thú vui thấp hèn, rồi thậm chí là đưa đến phạm tội, chỉ ke, ma túy, giết người một cách rất là dễ dàng, trộm cướp, lừa đảo khắp nơi trong xã hội chúng ta. Một xã hội như vậy thì quả thực là rất bất an, và cái xã hội chúng ta cần phải được nuôi dưỡng, được phải phát triển bằng chất liệu tốt hơn. Chất liệu đó là những cái đời sống văn hóa tinh thần, những cái định hướng, những cái lý tưởng, những cái giá trị sống và cuộc sống có ý nghĩa là ở đây các bạn trẻ cần phải được thiết lập. Nếu các bạn trẻ không thiết lập cho mình một lý tưởng sống, một ý nghĩa sống, một mục đích sống tốt, thì các bạn sẽ mất hướng, các bạn sẽ đi lệch qua cái phần bản năng. Và trước sau gì thì các bạn cũng trước hết là các bạn sẽ không tạo được cho mình đời sống hạnh phúc, không tạo được cho đời sống của gia đình mình có được sự ổn định và hạnh phúc. Và sau đó là chắc chắn là xã hội sẽ gánh những hậu quả mà do các bạn trẻ tạo ra. Cho nên thầy rất là ưu tư và cũng rất là vui rất là cảm động, cũng như là rất là cảm phục đối với cái từng đoàn dân tộc, bởi vì thầy có cái tấm lòng nó rất là chính đáng, và đặc biệt không phải ai có tấm lòng cũng làm được những điều mà mình muốn. Thì những cái điều mà các bạn trẻ đang ngồi đấy thì thầy nghĩ rằng là những cái giá trị các bạn trẻ có được hôm nay nó một phần là do thầy, nhưng một phần rất lớn là do ở nơi cái nhu cầu và cái thiện tính của, gọi là cái tính thiện của các bạn trẻ. Phẩm chất các bạn trẻ chắc chắn là nó phải có cái sự hướng thượng, sự thanh cao nào đó để đồng cảm với cái phẩm chất của ông thầy, cùng với cái ngôi chùa. Cho nên đó là sự cảm động của thầy đối với các bạn. Và đặc biệt hôm nay là thầy có việc bạn ở Sri Lanka này, có đây rất nhiều cái sắc thái, và có lẽ nói là cái lý tưởng tạo nên giáo dục để tạo nên công dân toàn cầu là cái lý tưởng mà hiện đại. Và ở đây thì sự có mặt của các bạn, thầy có cảm giác là một sự hòa hợp đan xen các cái giá trị văn hóa của toàn thế giới. Thì đây là mặc dù chưa phải là lớn lắm, chưa phải là lan tỏa một cách là rộng lắm, nhưng mà nó đã đặt một cái nền tảng bước đi, hay là một cái bước đầu cho những cái bước tiếp theo của những người có tâm huyết và những cái cơ sở khác như vậy. Thầy tin rằng đây là một cái cơ sở tốt, và hy vọng là nó sẽ tiếp tục phát triển một cách tốt đẹp, làm giữ được cái chương trình, cái kế hoạch, cái sự phát triển của mình được tiếp tục để giữ vững. Và cái này thì chắc chắn phải dựa rất nhiều ở nơi các bạn trẻ, với các bạn trẻ chính là sự lan tỏa của các bạn đối với những người bạn khác ở trong xã hội. Và thông qua cái mạng lưới internet thì các bạn có rất nhiều cơ hội để lan tỏa những giá trị của mình ở trong cái lớp học của mình, ở trong những giá trị văn hóa sống mà mình có được ở đây. Thì qua cái sự lan tỏa của các bạn đối với cái internet, Facebook, vân vân, thì các bạn sẽ nối kết được rất nhiều người, và các bạn sẽ làm loạn đi những cái giá trị, những cái điều xấu ác ở trong xã hội, ở trên mạng lưới internet. Bởi vì mạng lưới internet là cái mạng lưới mà ai muốn làm gì thì làm, ai muốn xả rác ở trên đó thì cứ xả, và biết bao nhiêu điều tồi tệ đều được đưa lên mạng internet, thậm chí nó chiếm lĩnh cái hệ thống gọi là mạng lưới internet. Chúng ta chỉ cần click một chút ở nơi điện thoại thông minh của mình, tức khắc là những cái hình ảnh, những cái trang web, những cái thứ xấu xuất hiện một cách nhanh chóng. Trong khi đó, để tìm tòi những điều tốt thì chúng ta cũng phải có công phu. Thì các bạn hãy lan tỏa những giá trị các bạn có, những phẩm chất các bạn không nhận được từ nơi lớp học này, từ nơi ngôi chùa này, và các bạn cảm nhận được, rồi các bạn lan tỏa những cái giá trị ấy lên trên hệ thống internet. Những văn hóa tốt đẹp sẽ làm loạn đi những cái thứ xấu ác tối tăm ở trên mạng lưới. Đó cũng là cách thức để các bạn đóng góp vào việc xây dựng xã hội, và bản thân của mình chắc chắn nói theo đạo Phật là có công đức rất là lớn. Cho nên thầy cũng mong rằng từ cái giá trị nền tảng là sư phụ nhận tâm đây thì nó lan tỏa đến các bạn những giá trị ấy. Và thầy tin tưởng rằng trong tương lai thì chúng ta sẽ có những cái tín hiệu tốt đẹp, cộng hưởng nhiều cái điều lành nó đến với các bạn, riêng các bạn, gia đình các bạn, và cái định hướng tương lai cuộc đời các bạn. Thầy tin rằng tất cả các bạn có mặt hôm nay ở đây tương lai sẽ thành công ít nhất cũng phải 95%. Thì được như vậy thì cũng là thỏa mãn được ước mơ của vị thầy khẳng kính của các bạn đang đứng đây, và bản thân của thầy cũng chỉ ước mơ như vậy mà thôi. Xin chúc tất cả các bạn được an lành và hạnh phúc.
Ở đây đạo Phật thưa Hòa Thượng, thì thật là cái diễn thuyết cho chùa trung tâm và các cháu ở đây, qua những lời nói ngắn gọn của Hòa Thượng đã đi sâu vào trong tiềm thức của cái ghi nhớ với những cái tuổi trẻ. Phật lớp hôm nay các con có phước đó, may mắn lắm mấy con mới được nghe hòa thượng giáo huấn như ngày hôm nay. Thì thật ra mà nói cái động lực của hòa thượng đến đây cũng gửi gắm cho con một điều là nó thành công là một chặng đường phải không? Thành công là một chặng đường mà cái cống hiến phụ sự mới đó là có mục đích. Thì hôm nay hòa thượng gửi cho con làm sao sau này các con hạnh phúc lớn nhất của đời người là làm cho nhiều người hạnh phúc. Từ ngay chỗ đó hòa thượng thư tưởng công việc rất bận rộn và đến thăm sư phụ và còn cho sư phụ một số tiền. Con thấy không? Là 20 mấy triệu. Con thấy đó là cái niềm vui hòa thượng đồng cảm và thương tưởng đến sư phụ. Làm sao các con không phụ lòng hòa thượng, không phụ lòng sư phụ, các con phải thành công chứ không phải là cố gắng thành công. Các con phải thành công. Lý do sao? Các con sau lưng các con, bên cạnh các con và phía trước các con có nhiều người đang giang tay để ủng hộ cho các con và tạo điều kiện cho các con trên con đường, mặc dù gặp ghề chạy đi nữa nhưng những người chung quanh con, những người bên cạnh của con sẽ làm cái cung bậc, cái địa phóng để các con đi đến đích. Cũng như hôm nay xin phép thưa hòa thượng cho con gửi giới thiệu một nhân vật đặc biệt này, đó là anh Hải Bằng và bạn Hải Bằng từ ở Mỹ mới về. Anh Hải Bằng là người mà sư phụ qua bên đó, anh Hải Bằng giúp đỡ cho sư phụ vừa rồi mua cái nhà mà Hải Bằng đi vô đó. Cái nhà đó 1 triệu 250 1 tỷ 250 nha. Đó cũng nhờ anh Hải Bằng mà sư phụ đi Mỹ về một chuyến mà anh sư phụ được thành công có đó, nên cái đầu của sư phụ mất lo lắng. Thì hôm nay xin phép anh Hải Bằng cũng về đây thăm sư phụ. Xin mời anh lên có vài lời với lại thứ nhất lên đảnh lễ hòa thượng. Anh Hải Bằng là một người thành công của bên Mỹ nha. Hải Bằng gọi là nha. Con cái thứ hai nữa con biết anh Hải Bằng hôm nay về để cùng sư phụ lên Sapa đó con. Chạy 80 mấy cây số, đó là một bằng 70 marathon đó con một người vận động viên rất đặc biệt, 70 mấy cây số. Thì chúng ta trong một trận vỗ tay á, nói con thấy có sức sống nha, có sức sống nha, có nghị lực nha. Một mình người ta phải to xác lớn con như sư phụ đó và chạy cửa đó không biết là trong giờ chi thế nha. May mắn anh về, anh sẽ giao lưu trao đổi với các cháu cái văn hóa nghệ thuật cách sống của người Mỹ, và anh được thành công nơi đất lạc với người để cho các cháu. Đó là một bài học thực tế mà một bài học các cháu cần phải học và cần phải nghe. Tôi xin trân trọng mời anh.
Chú chào các cháu. Thì chú năm nay là 47 tuổi rồi. Thì lúc mà ngày xưa ở Sài Gòn qua Mỹ lúc 11 tuổi. Thì lúc qua thì cũng khó khăn, cũng đi vượt biên mấy lần, bị bắt mấy lần, vô tù mấy lần. Thì lúc qua rất là nghèo, chỉ qua với mẹ thôi, chứ không bố thì biết ở lại, không qua được. Nhưng mà sau này thì bố qua, nhưng mà qua thì sống rất là khổ, không biết tiếng Anh văn làm hết. Thì từ từ cũng học, đi học rồi quen thuộc rồi cũng nói. Thì bây giờ thì nói tiếng Anh văn giỏi lắm về. Thì hôm nay chú nói thì không được trôi chảy lắm nhưng mà chắc hiểu được. Thì các cháu đó dạo này ở đây thì cũng khó khăn nhưng mà không có khó khăn như ngày xưa sau 75. Chắc bố mẹ cháu thì biết rõ hơn. Thì như thầy với hòa thượng nói là mình cố thì sẽ được, mình phải có cái tâm. Chứ cái chạy bộ cũng không có khó, không có dễ, nhưng mà mình cứ cố cái ngày kia. Cái lúc đầu chú chạy là bắt đầu 3 năm nay, là đầu tiên chạy chưa được 1 cây số nữa, hiện tại phải đứng lại rồi. Bây giờ thì trong 3 năm mình cái tập rất là khó, rất là khổ. Bây giờ tập mỗi ngày cũng không có thích, nhưng mà mình phải tập mới đạt được cái mục đích mình. Như mình học hành vậy đó, mình học Anh văn, hành Pháp văn, hay đi học nghề, học bác sĩ, nha sĩ, rất là khó, nhưng mà mình nghĩ mình cố gắng là sẽ được, tại vì ít nhất mình có đầu óc. Thì chúng chúc các cháu cố gắng và nghe lời thầy với hòa thượng với mấy cô giáo ở đây cố học. Và bây giờ dễ học là tại vì có mạng nữa, là muốn tra từ điển thì cứ lên mạng bấm là nó ra, chứ ngày xưa là không có mấy cái này. Rồi thì chú đi. Chúc các cháu good luck on your study.
Đây còn hay không? Trong yên lặng mà lòng mênh mông lắm, khi xa rồi lòng bỗng thấy xuông sao. Lời nói rất ít, tâm lòng rất là bao la. Anh Hải Bằng là một gia đình hạnh phúc. Theo sư phụ biết, sư phụ đi Mỹ rất nhiều, nhưng mà một trong những gia đình có hạnh phúc được đi Mỹ, và một gia đình thành đạt và mang cả đạo đức và cống hiến phụng sự cho Việt Nam nói riêng và cho cuộc đời nói chung. Từ ngay trái tim của anh Bằng và gia đình, Hải Bằng và gia đình đó, sư phụ nhẹ gánh thưa sư phụ 20 ngày, thường 20 ngày không phải bắt buộc mua cái nhà đó để cho các cháu có đường đi học tiếp tục. Nếu mà không á, thì gián đoạn còn 1-2 tháng thì không thể tập trung lại, không thể tập trung lại được. Nên con quyết định là 20 ngày con phải mua. Thì con mời mượn Phật tử, ít ra con mượn các sổ đỏ của Phật tử, con cầm 500 triệu. Cầm 500 triệu á, thì hôm trước là sư phụ có tổ chức một lễ tăng niên ở bên Cali, một lễ tăng niên tại Thư Pháp hội họa đó, thì có Nguyễn Xuân Nghĩa tổ chức. Nguyễn Xuân Nghĩa là kinh tế gia bên Mỹ đó con một cái người nổi tiếng bên Mỹ á, thì đọc cái thư ngõ anh Hải Bằng đó, anh thấy thương quá, anh thấy một việc rất là chính đáng, anh mới nói là cho con mượn 500. 500 thì con nghĩ là thôi 500 đô thì nghĩ trong bụng á, 500 đô thì cũng được, cho mượn chừng nào 2 chừng nái để về giải quyết cái đây đã. Nhưng mà không ngờ sau anh đưa là 500 triệu 20 mấy ngàn, cho mượn 20 mấy ngàn là 500 triệu, về các sư phụ mới chuộc lại các sổ đỏ cho Phật tử. Thì chuộc lại sổ đỏ, nó mừng hơn cái gì hết, bởi vì nó sợ là không thể trả được. Thì hôm nay có hòa thượng chứng minh, có các 3.000 sinh viên và trong lớp của con xin một lời tri ân với anh Hải Bằng và gia đình, để hôm nay chúng ta có con đường vô học nha, và nhẹ nhàng có chỗ gửi xe. Còn nếu mà không có đường ở chỗ này, không có gửi xe là bị bế tắc, thì chúng ta cho một tràng vỗ tay. Tri ân. Con tri ân hòa thượng, tri ân. Con thấy anh Bằng bây giờ anh về, anh đi Sama ngày 11 là sư phụ của anh đi đó, anh đi 5 người, trong đó có sư phụ. Như vậy là con thấy vui không? Ai thấp tùng đi giơ tay lên. Ai chấp tùng đi là phải chạy.
Ngồi theo ông này đó, ngồi thân lực đó, cái sạc ra những vô còn thân.
Nên để sư phụ đi quyết định chạy theo anh Hải Bằng nè, anh chạy bộ, sư phụ chạy theo ông Đa, chạy đích luôn. Ở về Phật cảm ơn hòa thượng, cảm ơn Hải Bằng.
Rồi, chúc các bạn ra vui vẻ nhé.
Anh ơi, cảm ơn thân nha. Chủ nhật.
Dạ thưa.
Con học được văn hóa, lịch sử này, cách sống này của người Mỹ đặc biệt lắm. Nên sư phụ con nó đẹp trai nhiều chỗ đó.
Dạ. Ok.
Hello, Mr. Bằng. Mr. Bằng will introduce himself. After that, we can ask him some questions. Okay, you can share about your work, your family, or American culture. So
Okay, everybody knows my name is Bang, and I come to America at 11 before I understand that. But my work is a dentist. I'm a dentist over there. And today I come along with two good friends, three good friends, but two come from America also. And they are pharmacists over there. They're both husband and wife and pharmacists. And I would like to invite them up also. So we can, after the session, we can chit chat, question answers. So anyway, his name is Cảnh. Cảnh, can you come up? And his wife is Viên. They both come to America at younger age too, but they go through a lot of hardship like I am. But let me introduce you to Cảnh. Chú Cảnh is it's not just a regular Vietnamese that live in America, but he's in they call it Ranger Special Force for the U.S. military. And Special Force is like Delta, 1 out of 50,000. And it's a special force like it's like in the movies. But after the military for 8 years, he decided to go back to school to become a pharmacist. So husband and wife are not pharmacists, and they live in America also. And we do Ironman. I don't know if he's gonna run, but he's not gonna run this time in Sapa, because we have they call Ironman. We run, we swim, and we bike. And the event that we did is called a Ironman 100. Well, first of all, you swim at 4 kilometers swim. At 7 a.m. you swim. When you get off the water, you bike 180 kilometers. And then when you finish that, you put your shoes on and you run 42 kilometers in the same day. And that's probably the hardest thing we do in life, harder than school. Schooling is hard, but when we do this, it's more focused because we have to train months and months, and we have family, we have kids. We start late. You know, my kid's only 4 years old. Yeah, we start late. So you guys are probably very young, full of life, a lot of opportunity, more than we have. At least you get a chance to learn English here. When we come to America, we know zero English, and then we have to learn from zero. And then the American people, even though they are nice, but they do have prejudice, and they pick on us. But now it's better because more Vietnamese in America. When we come over, the state we live in, I'm the only Vietnamese in the whole school. So they pick on us. They're not nice to us because the kids, you know. So anyway, if you have questions, feel free to ask, or anything that you want to ask. And to Cảnh or Tiên, or maybe you want to say something to
hello everyone. I think same thing with him. Doesn't know English. His family was chasing us, so had to get out. Otherwise, my family would be in jail. Came to America, basically, we don't have anything, nothing. You start fresh. Just only clothes on your body, maybe a couple of other pair of clothes for change. Nothing else. You come there, new culture, new language, everything new. You have to adjust to the new life. You learn English, go to school, the same thing with Bang and came to America, I stayed in Pennsylvania. Mostly Caucasian people, like same thing. I was the only one Vietnamese student in the school. There was two other Asian students there, so one was Japanese, one was Chinese. But they was way ahead of me. So the English is very good, so I'm starting from the beginning. Same thing I learned, you have to try the best to adapt to become, part of the society. And then same with Ben, like he, saying about Iron Man, it's mental power. You have to persevere. Sometimes life is very hard, so you have to try very hard to overcome it. Nowadays, everything is easy. So that's why I say you have to try very hard to overcome things. A lot of things gonna seduce you. Things, if you want something, you have to work hard for it to achieve it. Because there are no free lunch, right? People are not going to hand things out to you, so you try hard to become better, to contribute to the society. If you have any questions,
Any questions?
Có phần hướng
and to see, how people interact and how what it is in the new environment that you need to learn, and from there you pick the best way to go about so that you can basically you study the area. Yeah, you study the area to look and observe how people do things. You mentioned environment and pick up the clue how best to go about to pick up new things and to learn. Like over when I first, let's say you first go in school in English, you try very hard because you don't know anything, so you study very hard. You read, just like anything, you have to practice. It's like running, my parents said, you have to practice. One day you run 1 kilometer, the next day you increase up, maybe 1.5, and slowly a little bit, because progress not going to be right away. It's slowly. You have to be patient.
I have a question for you. What is the most important thing when you achieve your goal in your life? The most what?
One of the most important things that I achieved in my life is, when I was young, come to America. Vượt biên chiêu tham đi tù vài lần. Yeah, I don't know the youngster now that understand why people escape Vietnam. I find that maybe only half, or maybe only 20 to 30% people your age understand why the generation before you guys leave Vietnam. But we're not going to talk about it today. But it's for you to find out, and you want to find out. So the most important thing to achieve is to get out 30 years ago. I live in America for 36 years now. And after that, the important thing is to graduate from college. Because at first I was an engineer, not a dentist. But when I graduated, there was no job. There was a recession. So I decided to go back to school to go on health field, which is dentist. Now the reason I picked engineer at first is like everybody else, my math skill was good, but the English is no good. So engineer, you don't need to speak a lot of English. So that's why I became engineer. But after 5, 6 years or 9 years in America, your English improved, so I figure I can go on to become a dentist. And to get to a dental school is not easy. There were 1,000 people to apply, and they only select 80 people. So you have to complete that with American. And for them it's easier because that's their language, that's their culture. So after that, I became a dentist, and that was important because that got myself and my family out of poverty. We were very poor for 20 years. After I became a dentist, the thing I learned the most, I guess Vietnamese culture, we have that in our system, is saving. You know, you make $100, you spend 50. You know, American people, if they make $10, they spend 10. Maybe if they're good, they save 10%, if they're good. But for me, myself, I save 80% of what I make. You know, I drive a used car, I buy a small house, I don't buy new stuff. Like I have children, I can afford new stuff, but I don't. My friend have children, so I ask for their old clothes, and we wear old clothes, which is fine. You wash them, it's new. Yeah. So the teacher asked, what's important? It's a lot of important things, a lot of accomplishment in my life. Every stage you have a certain goal and you achieve it. But 2 years ago, the most important thing for me was to finish the Ironman. And that's one of the hardest challenges, because you bike, you swim, you run, and the distance are long. And it took me 14 hours to finish, from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. non-stop. Yeah. And then earlier, the other student asking, Cảnh was answering, how do you adapt to a new culture? I want to put an input in there is watch YouTube, you know, watch movies. Then you want to go to America, you watch American movies, and you can see how people react in there, and you understand. Like in Vietnamese culture, when we eat, only one person pays, and the next person pays for the next time. But in America, they just divide it out evenly, which is good and bad. You know, it's good, it's fair, nobody pays for another. But it's bad sometimes. It's like if you go with somebody has more money and you have less money, sometimes you don't want to hang with them because you cannot afford to play the same level. So I mean, every culture is different. There's nothing wrong with that. In America, when you go with a group of friends who has female in there, they pay the same amount. But in Vietnam, the female don't pay. So nothing bad about it, nothing good about it. It's just different culture, so you have to understand. You cannot say, oh, American people are cheap, or how come they don't pay for the girls? But that's their culture. So you just learning and adapt to it. And of course, you can have your own culture too. Even though we live in America for 30-some years, but we still have more Vietnamese actions or culture than we have in America. Even though we speak English to one another, but we always value our Vietnamese culture. We eat Vietnamese food, we think like a Vietnamese. Anything else here?
Thank you for your sharing. And any question for Pamela?
Thank you for introducing yourself. I have a question. Why do you return to Vietnam to have my teacher in LİCH?
Well, I like Vietnam because the culture here. I grew up here and was born here, even though I lived here for 10 years. The reason I help out thầy ĐUN because actually I didn't know him before, and my wife knows him. So she told me to go to one of his fundraising dinner. So when I was there, actually I was babysitting my kid. See, the American culture is a little different. The guys over there, the male, we do more than here. We babysit, we change diapers, we feed them, we cook, we clean. Yeah. The women over there is different. They don't do much. Well, I don't want to say that to everybody. I mean, the woman she does more. She's like more Vietnamese. But my wife, she's like American, even though she comes to America late. But why do I help out? Because I'm fortunate to be more well off than the regular people, and I like to help out the unfortunate, the poor. So when they're saying that he needs the money to buy a house, so the student can have access, and I was able to do it, so I help out. But I also have a thinking that if I feel that I'm too fortunate, I'm too lucky in life already, so I need to share my wealth. I need to share. I'm not super rich. I'm not rich by standard, but I'm comfortable. I give out more than I spend. When I go to Vietnam, I usually stay in a $10 hotel. I don't stay in a $50, $60, $100. But when I go outside, I see the poor. I give out $50, $60. So I spend for myself little, and I give out more, and that makes me happy. It's not for famous or for fame. It's just that I feel happier that way. And also, I always tell myself that I have sinned, có tội. So I try to do it. So next life will be better for me, or at least this life. Yeah. So that's why I help out. And I feel that when I help out, I get more reward, more return somehow. So let's say I give out $1 billion, $1 million, $1 tỷ đồng, I get back too somehow, some way. Yeah. So, and it's fun to help.
Thank you.
Thanks for your sharing.
You regret when I come to America?
And if you have another choice, if you came to America again,
Would I come again if I have another chance?
yeah.
I do not have any regrets coming to America. The only thing sometimes I wish is, so I don't know a lot of friends here. I have no friends here. I make friends when I come back. But my uncle, for example, he comes to America at 20. So he go to college here, he go to high school here. So he has more memory, he has more friends that last a lifetime. That's the only thing I wish, but not regret, that I would come later than sooner. But come sooner has advantages. I speak better English. My pronunciation is more correct, even though it's not as like American. If you come before 8 years old, you speak like American. After 8 or 9, your accent is always Asian accent. So you speak to me over the phone, or someone speaks to me over the phone, they know I'm not American. They know I'm Asian or some kind of nationality. Maybe if I come around 5 or 6, when I speak on the phone, they don't know if I'm American, 100%, or I'm Asian, or I'm Japanese, they don't know that. So regret-wise, no. I have a few regret in life. In school-wise, I should have go straight to dentistry instead of engineering. But to go to engineering, it took me 2 years longer. I have to finish my engineer, and when I come back, I have to study again a few classes, so it took longer, 2 more years. And then another thing I regret, as a working week, I quit too early. I only worked for 10 years, then I stopped. The reason I stopped because I want to be near my mother. Because I was working far away, so I want to be near my mother, so I come back. And I sold my practice. I stopped working, and I'm okay. But then I work longer, and I work make more money, and I can help out more people. But the trade-off is I get to be close to my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, sister. But I have to give you guys a compliment. When you ask the questions, I understand everything you say. So your English pronunciation is good. If you go to America, people will understand you. They will understand. Maybe all you have to do is understand 80% of what you speak, then they can understand the rest. So the teacher here is doing a very good job. His pronunciation is good. It's not perfect, but it's good. But you get there. The more you watch YouTube now these days, you understand, you can speak.
So first, thank you very much for coming here with us today.
So this is my question to you. With how do you live in the United States, and how do you open to talk with your children, especially in English and Vietnamese? So which one is the one you choose for your parents? That's my question.
Okay. When I talk to my children, I try to speak Vietnamese 80%, or at least 100%. But you know, when you live there for so long, sometimes you speak English come out, because certain word I don't know in Vietnamese, so I just speak in English. My kid is 4 years old, so he started school 2 years ago, daycare. So when he comes home, he always speaks English, but he understands Vietnamese. So their way I force him to speak Vietnamese is to tell him that I will not answer unless you speak Vietnamese. Because Vietnamese over there is valuable. To me, it's valuable because you can speak behind somebody's back. Like say you go out and you want to speak like to him in Vietnamese so that American people don't understand. It's not like you want to say bad thing about them, but it's something you don't want them to know. But there's a lot of Americans over there, they speak Vietnamese too. So be careful. They look 100% Vietnamese, 100% English, American, but they understand Vietnamese. Because they married to Vietnamese wife, or they like Vietnamese, or they come from here. So just have to be careful, but most of the people don't speak, most of the Americans don't speak Vietnamese. And of course, the Vietnamese has certain words that English don't have. One example is like when you eat peanut, ăn cái đậu nó bùi. The chữ bùi is very hard to translate. You know, sour is sweet, you know, sour is chua, sweet is ngọt. Cái ăn bùi, cái gì ăn nó bùi thì khó. Hay ăn canh nó thanh. It's hard to translate. Thanh is light. We translate is light, but it's not the same. So a certain English word, we don't have that translation because of a certain Vietnamese culture we have. So that's about it.
So do you have country song when you came to America, and how you deal with it?
Do I have country
Shock, like
culture?
Yeah,
culture shock.
Culture shock.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, culture shock.
Yeah.
Culture shock. It's hard for me to answer that because when I came to America, I was young. But there are culture shock. But it's so long ago, I don't remember. If you guys come to America now, you probably have more shock than I do, or I have more shock than I did back when I was younger. You know, my memory is not that great anymore. It's not because I'm old. It's because I fell when I bicycle one time. I hit my head pretty hard, so I don't remember much. But it's good enough to survive, to last. People will not know. Short-term memory, I don't remember much. So, are there cultural shock? There are, but it won't hinder your life. You understand it, and especially these days, the whole world is opened up by Facebook, by Instagram, you know. So people can understand other culture. Like before, everything is closed. Like China or Vietnam, they closed to the outside world. So when you leave, you say, wow, wow, wow. But now you guys probably understand more. You know, personally, I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I don't have social. To me, it's a waste of time. To me, it's either you look at other people's account or you post your account. You take time to post, take time to look at it. But of course, I'm older now. I'm like your parents, so I can't say much about if it's good or bad. But if you ever have like QUAN, I would say, limit those Facebook or Instagram, because most of the time it's helpful, but I think it's only 20% helpful. 80% is a waste of it's too much social work. If you don't have it, you don't miss anything. You don't learn anything. It takes too much time away. But that's just my own personal thinking. but you know, everybody has their own ways of like, you know, saying wrong or bad, or wrong or right. Any lady in the back.
Yes, another question. So can I ask you, do you have plan to come back Vietnam to live here when you get older than when you cannot work and you want to retire? And do you want to come back Vietnam to live here, or you will take rest of your life in America? Yeah, thank you very much.
You know, I want to share something with you guys. It's first time I came here. When was it? Maybe I lived in America for 31 years. When I came here, I left here when I was young, a little bit older than that, about 15. So not. I remember there were certain things here and there, but most of my friends, you know, I couldn't remember some of the friendship in school anymore. So I came back here. I feel like, you know, oh, it's home. I belong here. Okay. And then after that, I went to America. I go back there and say, home is in America, not here anymore, because more of my life, more than 1/3 of my life is over there. In America. So I feel like in between both. So it's like a limbo. Okay, you don't know, like your root, your motherland is Vietnam, but you live in America, and you know another race, another minority that assimilate to the melted pot, if you want to call it. That's the terminology that we call it. So I don't know, whether I belong here in America, in Vietnam. So in between, after I came back from a visit in Vietnam, I said, I'm not sure where I'm at. But then, take me a couple of weeks. I said, okay, home is here in America now, because I go to school, everything here, my home. My career, everything is now here in America. But there's always special things here in Vietnam. My grandma passed away a couple years ago. My hometown in Kim Hoa and other ancestors down in Sóc Trăng and Taipei. So, to answer your question, I don't know yet. I don't have any plan. When I retire, I'm not sure where I'm going to leave. So that's a long-term things. The other thing, the other question about culture shock. Yes, when you first came in, when I came to America, when I landed, it's in Pennsylvania, and if you YouTube Pennsylvania and Amish people, there's people live in America that doesn't believe in technology. So I live in the area that's a lot of Amish people. They still ride horse and buggy. So the horse, the carriage behind, they don't even use bicycle. They do farmland, everything. They don't have like telephone and anything, no electricity. Maybe now they do. They use solar power or whatever. I don't know. But mostly they don't believe in technology. They still live in 18th century. Okay. I live there. When I land, very cold. I still remember to this day. It was in April 5th. April 5th when I landed in Pennsylvania, central Pennsylvania. It was cold. You look outside, it's gloomy. There's no leaves on the trees. And it's very cold. And the next morning, it's snow on the ground. So I was shocked. I was down in Malaysia and Philippines. It was hot like this. And then, the next day I'm in 24 hours I'm in Pennsylvania and it's freezing. And it took us about a week for my sponsor on my hands to help us do paperwork. And then I started school, went to school first day. I still remember, I don't know where, in Philippines, they just study English, you know, little thing in there, you practice. This, you know, I can say, hey, hello, how are you? My name is Ken, and so forth. And slowly I learn more and more, and then correct my pronunciations to make it better. My pronunciation is not as good as Bang. I'm trying, because as he mentioned, the younger you are, your tongues is different, so it helps a lot with your pronunciation. It's much better. So that was my culture shock in school. I couldn't speak a lot, and most people, I don't know anybody, only third Asians, the third guy in school. So it's very hard, and slowly I adopt, learn better language, better English, and then over there, the school they have gym class, probably similar to you got here. Activity, you know, you go out, you play this and that, they divide the team into the class in 2 teams, and you play like soccer or whatever. Sometimes we have tennis and other things. And slowly I make friends, and I get better. And the other thing, another question about, I think one of Cô here asked about teaching our children. I have 2 kids. My kid is a bit younger than Bang, about 3 years old and 1 year old. And my goal is to try, at home we only speak Vietnamese. I want to keep the roots. But sometimes it's hard because you mingle between, sometimes you speak Vietnamese and 1 or 2 English words slips in there. And we try to speak, but we want to keep them to speak Vietnamese. It's like Bang said, it's useful to be bilingual, trilingual, whatever. Because right now, you know, you're interconnected the world by internet and other things. Like Ben said, I do have a Facebook account, but I'm not on there that often. Same with Ben. I don't have the time. You work 6 days a week. I have 2 kids. There's no free time to do much. My other goal is just to train, you know, run it. Like in Ironman. So I try to find that time in the day to fit in between my work and my workout and family life. So, you know, the social life, like internet, like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, you don't have time for it. Like for me personally, I don't have time for it because it's, you know, only 24 hours in a day, and, you know, from, you know, going to work, go home, it takes me 10 to 12 hours already. And when I get home, most of my time is the kids. I'm sure you have anything you want to say.
Well, so mostly, you know, normally 20 years old. Okay. So I want to speak about the cultural shock. For me, when I went to America, I was 16 years old, so I already graduated high school from here. Actually, I was at 11th grade. So by the time that I went to America, there was a lot of things that I expected, like a higher living and a better place, and then you know, a more rich, you know, and in terms of like, you know, you live in a richer life compared to America, compared to Vietnam. So when I went to America, I got a cultural shock that I was expecting that I have a good house or a good car, but I didn't know. I was young, and my dad was really poor, and then he came and picked it up at the airport, and I saw a car, and it was as old as my age, and that's one of the cultural shock I have, that I was expecting more. And instead, I have to, you know, live on welfare, which is helped by a government, and then go to school without knowing any word of English at all. I didn't understand anything about, you know, what people were telling me or asking me. So pretty much, I'm on my own. But the high school when I went to is they have more Vietnamese people. So, but since I don't know anybody, so it's hard for me to communicate it. So what my dad teach me that I still value a lot until now is there are several ways that you can learn English. He made me study the book of vocabulary. like all the hard work. I mean, yeah, all the hard work. And then he made me just watching television from America, like American television, and to learn how they, pronounce and learn how they talk. Like, you know how American, they have up and down tone? It's not to when Vietnamese people, when they speak, it's kind of a flat tone. You just kind of flat it out. But with American, they tone it up, down, up, down, up. And then they have their hand culture too, their hand signal too. So watching TV is what you learn their culture and how they speak. And then another thing is that he made me join the Christian association, which they talk about they talk about Bible. They come and then they ask about how you feel. So you have to express your feeling and your emotions and your experience in life and talk to them. And that's how you learn. It can help me a little bit to like learning English too. So you just have to expose more out. That's one thing. Another thing is going to school is hard. I mean, when you guys are right now, if 20 years old plus, like if you go to college already and you use the culture here, and then as I see most of the people go to school, go to work, they just they kind of like they wake up late, they go to work, they relax, they go out to cafe shop, and they'll relax more and then come back to work. That's not how Americans work. They have to be on time exact. If you have to show up at work at 8, you need to be there at 8. If you're late a few minutes, you get right up. And 3 times more than that, you get fired. Like you're gonna go, they're gonna come to the office, they make you come to the office and you gotta written up and stuff like that. So there's a lot of things. And then you have to work from 8 o'clock until 8-hour shift, depends sometimes. I used to work 12-hour shift and from 7 o'clock until 5 a.m. and then half an hour lunch. That's it. And then you go home. It took you an hour, half an hour. You have to wake up at 6 or even 5:30 to get ready and then go to work. On top of that, you have to minus the time for traffic and then get at work on time and then go back home at 5 o'clock. Go home. And then you have to cook dinner or whatever, and then wrap up, and then time to go to bed already, So it's a whole life like that. So when people that is at this young age, when you're 20 years old, you used to the work in Vietnam that you relaxing, and then come to America, you're shocked because you have to work from morning till night, from Monday to Friday. Sometimes it has to be Saturday and Sunday because you have to earn more money to support the family. So that's another cultural shock too that maybe a lot of you might experience if you come at late age. But if you come at early age, like teenager, maybe a bit less. Like for me, it's just more like you just have to go to school and you got shocked at school, that's it. But if you're older, you get shocked at the society. And that's one thing I want to share.
I think, to add to what she has, I think the work, the code, like what she mentioned is the culture difference. Okay, working here in Vietnam, the way things work more laid back, very laid back. In America, they're very fast paced. They have deadline, so you need to get this done a certain date. You better get it done, otherwise, you don't get things done. So that's why they have deadline. You expect things at a certain time, certain day. So everything you have to be punctual. Here, that's why when you go back here, things are a little more laid back and kick back and more relaxed and not too strict over there. It's just faster pace. So people, they want results over there. They want result, they want turnover. Whatever projects that you start, we have a expected completion date. You have to meet that date. If not, then you better let people know ahead of time.
The two people here, what they share with you is correct and very accurate. But to answer one of the person asking is, do I want to, when I grow older, do I want to stay in America or I want to go back here? For me personally, 10 years ago, I want to go back here to retire, to live when I was old, because I feel that there's a lot of help thuê người giúp việc dễ dàng. But you know now, I want to stay in America because it's a better atmosphere, better life. You don't have to worry about the food quality. You don't have to worry about the traffic. You know, the people in Vietnam, you always have to be you shall be gạt. You know, you don't live a relaxed life. In there, you don't have to worry about you go out the street, you know, yank your phone or steal your purse. Here, you know, I come back, you always have to guard yourself. There's like a circle around you. You have to protect yourself. And everybody you talk to, you don't trust them. You always need, you're always afraid of something. So in over there, when you're old, you don't want to worry about that part. And not just the people, but the food, the air quality, the government. And I don't want to say anything about the government. You know, they're all good. But you know, there's a certain places it's better. Like in America, what I understand is people don't starve to death. If you're poor, the government give you money. The government give you food. You know, we were all there when we were young, 20, 30 years ago. You don't never feel hungry. Here you see a lot of kids. Midnight go and sell vé số or bán kia. I wonder how come you're so young and you're still on the street. So, which is, we don't like that. The culture shock I want to add again is, you think going to America is heaven or kingdom, but it's not. It's another country where you work as hard or more. I'm sure a lot of people in Vietnam, they work hard, but there are so many people who are relaxed. Like nghỉ trưa, you know, you get ngủ trưa, there's no ngủ trưa over there. I haven't ngủ trưa for 30 years. So, I mean, yeah, ngủ trưa. Which is good, ngủ trưa is good, but we don't have that over there. No afternoon nap.
Like Ben mentioned things about food. So for me, and I think for him, he does it too. Even the food in America, there is FDA and all the government, they regulate, you know, the content, how poor the food, and also hormone, other harmful chemical that added to the food. So that it be safe for everybody to consume, okay, or to eat. Here, I don't think the government does that. So, and then things, you know, people are trying to make money, so they do whatever they can, like either put in like you know, growth hormone, other things to, you know, the livestock, the vegetable, to make it grow faster and to preserve it longer. And those things are very harmful to your body. The things that causing cancer. Okay, you have to think about it. What you consume in your body, it affects. So you have a single cell in your body. Your cell replicates. Okay, and it needs energy to replicate. So your cell will replicate. The old cell will die to generate the new cell, like your skin cell. It shed occasionally, so you get like dandruff. So the food you eat, it affects. It uses energy to do those things, to replicate, to give you energy, to carry you on day to day. So you have to also watch what you eat. Red meat, you know, a lot of that, you know, growth hormone in beef and in, you know, chicken, you know, so you know, causing harmful to your body in the long term. Cancer doesn't cause right away; it takes times. And the food you eat, so you have to watch out for that. And then, you know, exercise, the other things. That's why we do it. Exercise, it helps your cardiovascular system to improve your health. I can see here when I visit some also, there's so many people here. I think the food right now here is more quality, more nutritious. So people can wait. What I noticed over the years, the last 10 years I visit here, there are less bicycle on the streets. There's more motorcycle and car. Before, when, you know, you bike, you exercise, you know, you burn energy, whatever you eat, you burn some more. So now more people gain weight. And then from there, you develop the three big, you know, health is, you know, your diabetes, okay, blood pressure, and high cholesterol. So those are the 3 silent killers of disease because you don't know that you have those conditions. And here now it's running rampant here in Vietnam is diabetes. And diabetes will destroy your kidney in the long run, you go blind, and your nerve system, you couldn't feel things. So you step on a nail and it never heals. So you have to amputate your legs. Yeah. So like to get back to the thing, you eat. You also, I want to give you guys this advice. Be careful what you eat. You watch what you eat. Do exercise, and also think about your mental health too. You don't want stress, so you go somewhere relaxed to clear your head. Because sometimes in life you're so stressed out that you need to clear your head. To just reset. It's like a reset button. Like on your phone, sometimes it go crazy. So you try to push a button, it doesn't go anywhere, so you have to turn it off and reset it. Same thing as a person. Sometimes you reach that point, you have to do the same thing. And for us, as we do an Ironman, so we train every day, so we watch how we eat, how much we consume, and the other thing is drinking water is important to your body. Like for Bang and I, we don't drink soda, no beer either. You try to avoid all of those things. I know here, like people love to nhậu. But I never nhậu before, so I don't know. So yeah, I was too young when I left and went over there. I don't know, so I couldn't do it. So that's why, like you think about alcohol, it's messed up your nervous system. Okay. So just some advice. Just I want you guys to be, to learn about things, to be healthy at the same time, and then to be. The other thing I want to share with you. This is what I've been observing, and it may be politically incorrect to say what I'm going to say. When I stand at the hotel every morning, I wake up early, and then I'm sitting there, and even I'm looking outside. I see people sweeping the streets. Like this is my fun house. I'm gonna sweep it out. If there's any dirt, any trash, I sweep it back out to the streets. And then I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, why don't that person, basically instead of sweep it out on the streets, and then the car go by, it causing wind, it blow back up to on the sidewalk. Why don't you collect it? Put it away. The next day there may be less trash in front of your house. Instead of do that, if you do that, there'll be less trash on the street. The next day maybe you'll have to sweep it, and then the street will be cleaner. So I'm sitting there, I'm observing, I'm walking around, I've been observing that. I say, same thing for me when I'm back to home over there. Same thing, I make sure that in front of my house I sweep everything, I had the vacuum, I just like everything in, I put it in the trash. And then, if trash somewhere else, the wind take it blow by, then of course that's okay. But I observe, so if you do that, you consider to be cleanliness, not just for you, and you also help other people too. So that's something that I observe, that the culture here is different. People, okay, I'm just thinking about my little square, safe space. You hear about that? The safe space? That's my safe space. I just clean whatever in front of me, I don't care about other people. If you think about to keep the whole general area clean, instead of sweep it back out to the street, collect it, and put it in the trash. And then the next day, maybe the last thing in front of your house, you don't have to sweep it. If everybody here in Vietnam do that, the street and everywhere will be cleaner. And that's my observation. That's something very unique that I've been observing. I know it's very small things, but I've been sitting there in the morning, I'm looking out, so she does the same thing every morning for the last 5 days. So just something I'd like to share. I'm not sure you have anything to add. You have any questions?
Thank you for giving me this microphone. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I want to ask you a question about one of the most important law in the American Constitution. This is the owning gun right. Owning gun right. Yes. So what do you think? What is your opinion about this law, and do you support it? And do you have any friend or relative who are interested like guns, something like that?
I'll answer first, and I'll give it to Bang. Okay. I love guns. Okay. Big, small, whatever. I love guns. I shoot them before. Many, a lot. Too many. And maybe not enough. Your question is referred to the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. Every American has the right to bear arms. I support it. It's you have the right to bear arms. God doesn't kill people, right? The person who owns it or whoever else is the one that can. If you're not in control, you will use the weapon to kill someone else. As a mean, right? It's a weapon because you don't pull the trigger, it doesn't go off. So the person who controls it. Okay. I know there's two schools of thought. If you want to put it that way, there's some people support the Second Amendment, some against it because there's too much violence over there. But most of the time that you see the mass shootings in America, there's something mentally wrong with that person who goes there and do it. So I do support the right to bear arms. And I do own a lot of guns. Things in Pennsylvania I couldn't bring over to where I'm at right now because state where I stay, the gun law is stricter than where I'm at. It's over there. I remember I go in Pennsylvania. I just want to describe to you. Pennsylvania is rural area, and it's after Thanksgiving over there. If you're familiar with the history of America, Thanksgiving, thanks the Native American when the first colonizer came to America. So after Thanksgiving, that's Friday. Either the woman you go shopping, or the man you go hunting. So usually we go hunting deer and stuff like that. I love it. You sit up in the tree, you wait for the deer to come, and then you aim and you shoot. Or turkey. Turkey is gatay. It's a sport over there. It's always been like that for a long time. For 200 some year, plus year. That's since America as a country. So I do support that. I know that some people will disagree with what I said, but I support the right to bear arms. I have it. I don't use it to kill people or anything. I love to have it. I used it before. I want to build, all the different types of guns. One for like sniper, other things, AR-15, other things like that. I love those things. Pistol, things for go hunting. So it's unique, and I want to collect some of these things. Not just gun that American make, but Russian make. Like AK-47. Do collect those.
Thank you.
When I was your age, I like guns. Right now, I still have about 15 guns. But it's been in storage for the last 10 years or 15 years. I haven't touched it, so it's sitting in the safe. Before I was young, I went hunting too, but now I kind of regret that because that's that thing. And when you're young, you don't think about those things. But if I had a choice, I would do that again. I still have the guns though. I need to sell them, but it's not much money anymore. I spent a lot of money on it. One of my guns cost $100 million. I'm 100 million Vietnamese for one gun. Yeah. But now I just play with air gun. Súng hơi thôi. Yeah, for practicing at home or usually at home. You shoot in the backyard. And about the Constitution, do I support the Second Amendment? I'm not a political guy. Whoever likes something, do it. If you don't like it, don't do it. So I don't really have an opinion on it. But if I have to vote, then I probably don't support it. Yeah. Because the gun, it helps to protect people, but the bad guy uses it to hurt people more than protection. So if you take the statistic, I think it hurts more people than it protects. But I might be off on my statistic. I don't look into those. So guns wise, I love them. I still like them, but I don't play with them anymore. Yeah. But the lady over there has a question. Yeah, go ahead. Final question.
Yes, thank you for your valuable information that sharing with us. As you said, you are majoring in engineering, right? And then you change immediately into dentist. And can you see how brave you are? And my heart is really touching because I see myself in your speech in common. Maybe in common years I changed my major. And why do you choose US education apart from other countries? And that's it. And thanks so much.
Okay, that's a good question as well. I don't really choose US. US chooses me because I have no other country to go to. The reason I go to America versus FAB or France or other countries because when we try to bid, we get caught. And then after that, we have an uncle in America that sponsors our LİCH. So that's why we go to America, which is good for us. To me, America is one of the best countries. I don't like Canada. I don't like Australia. I don't like FAB. I don't like France. I like America. Not because I grew up there, but I've been to other countries, but I still like America. For one thing, because it has more Vietnamese over there. I like Vietnamese. I like to speak Vietnamese. Now, you say I'm brave to change major because when I was an engineer, there's no job. So you have to force yourself to go back to school to learn another major, and which set you back a few years, but it pays off over time. So that's why I became a dentist, because it's easier than become a medical doctor. I'm not smart. I'm okay in school. Medical school is harder. Dentistry is easier, but it's not really easy for anybody can do it. It's easier than medical school. So that's why I became a NGạo instead of easy or easy. Okay. But before I conclude, I like to thank you everyone here. It's very polite to sit around to listen to our long talk. We talk more than we should. Sometimes it's a little long. We should be more eloquent. This is the first time I do public, not the first, but we don't do a lot of public speaking. Because they invite us here to visit chùa. And otherwise we just stay in Saigon. But I enjoy it here. I mean, it's peaceful here. It's innocent. I remember when I was your age, I don't have the life that you guys have. I was very poor. We don't get to go out to learn English like this. We just stay inside most of our time. So to see young age like this, I do feel happy today, and I want to thank you everybody that comes and listen to us, and whatever you can learn, you learn, and whatever you can keep from what our speech you keep. I always tell people this: it's not what you learn in school, it's what you remember and what you keep. I learned a lot in life, but there's a lot of things I don't remember, and a lot of things I don't keep. So I mean, there are good things and bad things. But to sum it up, I wish everybody well, everybody successful. Of course, it's nothing 100%. So like, I'm going to say 95%. This is very high. I'm only expect 80%. 80% of you guys come out and do well, which is that's more than I'm asking for.
We send our visit to your family. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
It's time to leave. Okay? That's it. Like this. Okay.